So today is one of those days. It's a good day, but it's a lot of stuff that's been going on. So I was sitting here wrestling with which way I should present what I'm about to present to you guys. So for those of you that follow me, you know that I did a free teaching today and I took something out of my coaching material and I gave it away for free. And I want to still share part of that experience with you guys. And so you're going to have to bear with me because I need to read this. I don't, this is part of what I do that wasn't, I will say it wasn't well rehearsed, so to speak. It's not committed to memory. And I want to read this. And it has to do with the special guest that I had on there. I said nothing about a special guest, but I did introduce this guest. And there's a point that I want to make after this because I just want you to hear this, and I want to tell you exactly what she did. This was so freaking crazy, but it was amazing, and there is such a good point to this. So bear with me. I'll be reading it. You know, I like eye contact, so you know this is gonna kill me. But anyway, so I let everybody know that I was going to do something different. I had a guest with me that I wanted to introduce. So here is the introduction that I gave for my best friend. And for those of you that don't know who this person is, yes, I have a best friend with celebrity status, okay? If I pull her out and show you who she is, you will know her, okay? It ain't B. You know, everybody getting ready for a concert, but she up there. So let's go with this anyway. Okay, so I want to introduce my best friend to you guys. And I just have to say that I wouldn't even be half of the woman that I am today if it wasn't for her. We have a good relationship now, but I can remember when I first met her, oh God, we had this love-hate relationship. And now I love her more than I hate her. You know, but the reason why she gets on my nerves sometimes, and this is just being real talking about a friend, is because she's so picky, you know, and I want to smack her sometimes and let her know that she's not perfect. And that's because this one thing about my friend is that she can always find something wrong with what I'm doing. And then what's crazier is that she's always right. So I don't know about you guys if you have a friend like that, but you know how you have that one person in your life, they're like a guru, and you hate it when they open up their mouth and they say something that goes against what you're trying to accomplish because most of the time, like I said, they're right. And you know, part of you is grateful because you want to be saved from a world of harm. But sometimes in your mind, you're like, just please, I really want this way, this one time. You know, could they please be wrong? I mean, it's kind of like who would be friends with Gandhi? You know, I'm just saying. You know, that's just how I feel about her. So I think sometimes the reason why I haven't killed her is because we're both so busy. We're pursuing our own goals, and she has a lot more clients than me, so it's difficult for us to get together now. And I don't know how, but she does still make time for me. And when we do hook up, oh my God, it's like she's the life of the party. And I have yet to go somewhere where someone doesn't know her. Everyone, they see her when she comes into the room, and I myself even I find myself getting caught up in her energy. And I don't know how to explain it, but in her own twisted way, she ends up bringing the best out of me, and I come alive, and I'm more vibrant, and I'm stronger and bolder and daring, and I do things that I never would have even imagined. And I can honestly say I like some of the attention. Believe it or not, I am a little bit more of an introvert, but who doesn't like to be noticed? So, you know, I have to watch her because I got to stay on my A game because she is the type of person who will definitely catch you with your pants down. So, you know, but we became friends over 20 years ago. And the reason being is because I was the one person who was willing to be cool with her. She was like that annoying kid on the block that nobody wanted to be bothered with, but you know, me and my friendly self. But as our relationship progressed, we've been through it all. I've cussed her out. I've cried with her. I've cut her off. I've welcomed her back in. Or better yet, she barged back in. You know, but nevertheless, I've never had somebody in my life to care so much about me. And I don't even know who I would be right now if it wasn't for her because she doesn't let me stay comfortable. She always pushes me towards greatness. And no matter how high I get, she will always come to me and say higher. And if I ignore her, she's the type that'll scream it to the top of her lungs until I give in. She's also a coach, and she's the coach of all coaches. I love her because you know what? No matter how much distance comes between us, she still makes time for me. And she can feel me, and she's always there just when I need her. You know how you pick up the phone and that person that you wanted to call, they're already on the other line? That's her. It's like my emotions send out the bat symbol and she just comes running. So maybe she has sister's intuition. And I do too, because I'm learning to feel, and I can feel when she's coming. So it's getting harder for her to surprise me. But I love it when she pops by, because after all of these years, I've learned why I need her. And I hope you all have a friend just like her. And so I want to introduce to you all today my friend. And her name is Adversity. Yeah. Yeah. Not a person, people, but a spirit. That's who I invited today when I did my talk. I invited Adversity in because, you know what? You and Adversity can be best friends or like worst enemies. It just depends on the way that you embrace her. So here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you love Adversity or if you hate her, because she doesn't respond to gossip. She's confident in herself. She's going to do what she's going to do no matter what. And the only way you get rid of adversity is you decide to grow up. You know what I mean? Think about it. When you were a kid, you and your friends, you could run around and you could play all day. You could stay on the phone all night. But as you got older and you matured and you had that summer job, you could only hook up on the weekends and maybe go out. And then you got even older and you got married and you had kids. And now it's only on special occasions, or if you're lucky enough to go to the same church or it's a class reunion. As you mature in your walk and what you're trying to do, adversity will not come around as strong and will not be as powerful. And if you make her your best friend and understand that she's not trying to destroy you, but she's trying to push you towards your destiny, then what you're going to find is your relationship with her will blossom. And see, who knows that people with similar levels of success flow in similar circles? If you take adversity on as your friend, the rest of them going to come out the woodworks. Decisions, steps, accomplishments, goals, they're all going to be right there ready to meet with you. So if you are feeling like, oh my God, my life is filled with nothing but adversity, I highly encourage you to change your perspective. Now, here's the funny thing about what I'm saying to you. Today's teleseminar was absolutely phenomenal. And I was planning on giving a little nugget to you guys anyway, but definitely not this. I was planning on giving you a nugget from the actual steps in the system. But as soon as I finished introducing her, guess what? She showed up on the teleseminar. The mic went out. Now, I've taught this 1,000,001 times. I've done other teleseminars. I've never had a problem with anything. And luckily, because I have a support system around me and I have other people in play to be on the call with me so that they can text me, inbox me, message me if anything's happening, as I'm growing my community until I can get me, that techie person to fill that role, people let me know. And I thank God because there are people that stayed and still got the teaching. But there are some people that didn't, and they didn't push through that thing. And I'm not saying anything about them, but for me, you gotta think about this. I'm gonna sit this down. That could have killed my spirit. That could have just jeopardized everything. It could have changed the whole flow of the structure. But what I had to do is I had to jump back in and get back in. Now see, because I've changed the way I think, not saying I never need coaching, because God knows, you guys know I have a coach. But because my mindset is different, I didn't sit there and say, oh man, this is messed up. This makes me look unprofessional. What are people going to think? And I'm supposed to be giving out the recordings. And now I have to go back and re-record. I could go into a frenzy and think about everything that went wrong instead of just looking at everything that went right. Because everyone that stayed on that call, you know what they got a chance to see? What perseverance looks like. Look, it doesn't matter how well you prepare. Life is and will life is going to, and will happen. The difference between a person walking out what they desire in life and one that's always wanting, always desiring in life is the one that does not allow fear to paralyze them. If I wanted to do everything perfectly, and that would be the prerequisite for stepping out and doing my own thing, I would do nothing. Something like this would embarrass me. And that's the funny thing. We talked about looking at parts of your life that you consider embarrassing so that you can see how they're empowering. See, I got a chance to empower people. And like I told you, this doesn't have to just be about business, guys. How many men out there, you have a wonderful woman in your life and you know that she's worthy of a ring, but until you can be perfect, you won't pick her. You won't claim her. You won't give her your last name because you have to bring in a certain amount of money. You have to be driving a certain kind of vehicle. You have to be able to put her in a certain size house. Her income is more than yours. You need to flip the picture. That's because you're pursuing perfection, and perfection is what will always rob success. Perfection is a dream killer. And what a lot of you don't realize it is that you're really literally going nowhere. You're in life and you're just following a circle. You live, whether you run your own company or you work for somebody. You get up every morning, you do the same routine, and you go round and round and round and round. Life was not meant to revolve, people. Life was meant to evolve. You need to still keep, that circle needs to keep spiraling out and getting bigger or going up. It needs to be doing something other than you just doing a complete circle, a complete about face. But most of you say, oh, well, I would like to do this, but I'm not ready. Some of the greatest things that you're going to get in life are going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. Honestly, not even some, all. There's another woman that I tune into, and her name is Amy Walker. And somebody asked a question on a post earlier about why do people, why are they so fearful and why don't they move forward? And she was going back and forth with another woman on there. And one of the things she said was that she learned in life is that you don't grow in your comfort zone. You got to jump all in. And I love the way she said it at the end of the post. She said, if what I'm doing doesn't scare the living daylights out of me, and I'm still saying it in August terminology, but if what I'm doing doesn't scare the crap out of me, scare the living daylights out of me, then I know something's wrong. That means I'm taking little steps. People, if you want big things, you take big steps. So my thing is to understand that out of all of the things that come around, adversity actually is your friend. It's a friendly reminder to push even the more. Not always even necessarily, like I said, because you're doing something wrong, but because you can do something better. Because you can show people positive characteristics and help them get to the next level. So you guys know on Monday through Wednesday, I hope that this is a strong enough tip to get you through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday till I come back on Monday. And for those of you that are supposed to be getting the recording, bear with me. I will make it a commitment to squeeze it in my schedule. And this weekend, I will re-record it. I'll just have to go through and do the teaching. It's more fun, when you can hear the interaction with the people. But the teaching, the system is still what you need. Okay, so I'm going to re-record that and I'm going to get it out there to you guys. And for those of you that didn't get a chance to get it and you still kind of getting new to this whole teleseminar thing, because everybody isn't hip to it, a lot of people are, I'm going to make it available. And bottom line is all you have to do is submit and ask for it, and I'll email it to you. So make adversity your friend. So the decisions, steps, accomplishments, and goals, etc., all the other friends come out the woodworks. It is always a pleasure. I hope that I bless somebody today. Deuces.